Hello and welcome to Liz at Home. Today I'm going to be starting the first in a series of doing backgrounds. I coloured this image in Daydreams or Dag Drama by Hanna Karlzon. Before I started doing the background, I coloured it using Guang Hui or Wanshui pencils, and I'll put a link to them. They're very inexpensive, rather nice pencils, but they don't sharpen well. I'll put an Amazon link. I'm colouring this with inexpensive Faber-Castell aquarella or watercolour pencils and a few other arbitrary little pencils that come here and there. I did this trying to do a quick background, and you will see what I've done, and I'll leave you to listen to some music and watch me doing this, and then I'll speak a little bit more towards the end. So I reached this stage and I had kind of thought I was finished, and I left it to dry overnight. And then I wasn't really very happy with it. I'd done the same sort of background on a different picture with the same pencils but on watercolor paper, and the watercolor paper obviously made a huge difference. So when I looked at this, I didn't like the fact that the pencils hadn't melted enough and I felt the edge was untidy. So I took these Giotto Stilnova watercolor pencils, which are a very inexpensive brand that we buy in South Africa. They're actually super pencils to buy for your children for school, but I like them. I like the watercolor and the plain ones. I'll do a review on them one day. They're really nice beginner pencils. So I decided to go over this again and made it much smoother. It's a stylistic choice because really, I suppose, in truth, the sort of loose pencil marks could have stayed, but I wasn't happy with it. So the paper held up to the water fairly well, but didn't give me the look that I liked. So I carried on with these pencils, and I'm just going to put a little bit more music on for a short while so that you can see what happens here. Actually, I'm not putting music on because I wanted to speak about this. I decided to use my normal paintbrush and water so that I could control the amount of water going onto the paper a bit better. I must say using watercolor as a background is easier than using something like pan pastels, because if the color goes onto the colored pencil, it's very easy to just blot it off with a paper towel. Whereas with pan pastels and that, I find it quite difficult cleaning up if you make a bit of a mess. I do find using more than one color blue and adding a bit of a gray or something helps for a background, so that the sky is never one color blue, so it helps. So when I'd finished this, I kind of now wish I'd left it at this stage, but one always thinks you're going to do better, and I wanted to put in clouds, so I used this white acrylic paint and I made a bit of a wash with the acrylic paint, added water on my paintbrush and thinned it down, and then decided to make some clouds. And I will be honest, I'm not thrilled with them. They look like they belong to something one of my grandchildren could have done. I then tried to smooth out the texture with my fingers. Again, a bit of an epic fail. Oh dear. So now I'm beginning to think, what have I done? So thinned it down a bit more, tried adding just a little bit more water, which looked better. And then I thought, okay, now I'm going to try and do a slightly misty look. So I thinned it down even more, and I went and did this, which I kind of quite like, like clouds over the houses, and I decided I should leave well alone. I'm not quite sure if I should have possibly, I don't know, done something more, but I thought I was beginning to make what was a reasonable picture get worse and worse. So all I did still with this was add some fine liners to the grasses. I also, by the way, drew the little log for the snail to lie on. That's not part of what's in the book. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this color along, and I hope you've enjoyed spending time with me. I'm very grateful for you watching, and I hope that you have a lovely week to come. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.